baseball's biggest exhibition. It's the sharpest betting edge of the summer. The 2025. This isn't just baseball's biggest exhibition, it's the sharpest betting edge of the summer. The 2025 MLB All-Star Game looks like a pitcher's duel on paper, but hidden in the matchups, trends, and ballpark factors are real chances to cash big. From Strider's first-inning dominance to a sneaky value bomb in the fifth, we've cracked open the data, and we're betting smarter, not louder. Let's break down every angle and lock in the best bets before the books adjust. The official starters for the 2025 MLB All-Star Game are now confirmed, and they're two of the game's most dominant arms heading into the second half of the season: Spencer Strider for the National League and Tarik Skubal for the American League. The matchup is symbolic of a shift in pitching identities on both sides, one defined by strikeout artistry and velocity, and the other by balance, deception, and location mastery. Strider, the Atlanta Braves ace, gets the nod in front of his home crowd at Truist Park. This isn't just a courtesy selection. Strider is leading the majors in strikeouts once again and is among the top 5 in FIP, K9, and opponent swing and miss rate. He's holding hitters to a sub-.200 batting average and seems to save his best performances for primetime games. The Braves coaching staff has confirmed he will throw no more than 2 innings, but those frames could be electric. With a fastball averaging 98.4 miles per hour and a wipeout slider generating a 43% whiff rate, Strider has the perfect profile to shine in a one-time through-the-order scenario. Pitching in his home park adds both emotional fuel and familiarity with the mound, the sightlines, and the environment. That's a major edge. Skubal, meanwhile, represents the new generation of pitching dominance in the American League. After battling injuries in earlier seasons, 2025 has been his breakout year. He enters the All-Star break with a 2.31 ERA, 0.96 WHIP, and a 6.5 TO1 strikeout-to-walk ratio. Perhaps more impressively, he's been lights out against right-handed heavy lineups, exactly what the NL will throw at him. His command of the outside corner and ability to change speeds has neutralized sluggers like Harper and Betts during interleague play this season. Unlike Strider, Skubal isn't likely to light up radar guns, but his poise and precision have been near perfect all year. If he can survive the top third of the NL order in the first inning, he should be able to settle in and record a clean inning or two before handing the ball off to the next wave of Al arms. Both leagues feature fully loaded bullpens stacked with closers and set-up men capable of overpowering any lineup for an inning. For the NL, Devin Williams, Paul Sewald, and Ryan Helsley headline a pen built around swing-and-miss stuff and high-leverage experience. Williams, in particular, is having a quietly dominant year, and his airbender changeup continues to baffle hitters even when they know it's coming. The Al pen includes flamethrowers like Mason Miller of the A's, whose fastball routinely touches 102 miles per hour, and Emmanuel Clase of the Guardians, a proven closer with elite velocity and pinpoint cutter command. Add in Jordan Romano and Jason Adam, and the American League bullpen is every bit as terrifying as its National League counterpart. All signs point to this being a game where early offense is scarce and bullpens slam the door by the 5th inning. Starters will face limited batters, but their elite velocity and execution in one-inning bursts give the pitching side a clear edge out of the gate. Park and weather notes. Truist Park, located just outside of downtown Atlanta in Cobb County, will host this year's Midsummer Classic. The stadium is known for its power-friendly characteristics, particularly to left center field, and its elevation and humidity can cause the ball to carry more than traditional metrics suggest. Let's break this down in detail. Park factor. According to Baseball Savant and StatCast data, Truist Park ranks among the top 10 in MLB for home run rate, particularly on balls hit to the pull side. Right-handed batters who can get the ball in the air tend to thrive here, making hitters like Ozuna, Harper, and Tatis particularly dangerous in this park. The wall in left center is lower and shorter than average, creating a classic launch zone, where high fly balls just clear the wall. This has contributed to the Braves' offensive power numbers exploding at home, and that pattern often continues into neutral events like the All-Star Game. Weather. The forecast for July 15th is clear skies, 81 degrees at first pitch, with temperatures cooling into the mid-70s by the later innings. Winds are projected to be light and variable, primarily blowing from right field toward third base at 4 to 6 mph. This wind pattern could slightly suppress balls hit to right center but will not significantly impact the left field power alley, where most right-handed sluggers aim their damage. The warm, humid air of Atlanta in July often creates a thin layer of resistance that helps carry balls further once they leave the bat, especially during the twilight window around 8 to 9 p.m. ET. If someone is going to hit a home run in this game, expect it to come during the second or third inning when the temperature remains high and the humidity thickens the air just enough to help balls travel. The combination of elite hitters and power-conducive park dynamics means we could see a few deep fly balls test the warning track, but only the perfectly barreled ones will clear the fence. Tactical breakdown. When analyzing the 2025 MLB All-Star Game beyond surface-level star power, we uncover two fundamentally different strategic philosophies represented by the American and National Leagues. The American League continues to embrace the long ball, stacking its lineup with high ops, high barrel percentage sluggers, many of whom feast on mistake pitches and pitchers who fall behind in counts. The National League, on the other hand, has built a more modern, flexible roster with positional versatility, high OBP potential, and base running threats that can manufacture offense even when the long ball isn't available. The American League lineup will feature at the top Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Yordan Alvarez, and Adley Rutschman. That's a brutal stretch of high launch angle power bats who also rank in the upper quartile for zone discipline and walk rate. The trouble for the AL is depth beyond those names. Jose Altuve's absence due to injury leaves a hole in the middle infield and lineup experience, and the bottom third of the order could include boom or bust bats like Josh Naylor or Brent Rooker, whose splits against elite right-handers aren't encouraging. In a game like this, where every at-bat is magnified and at-bats are limited, each miss at the plate is amplified. What's more, the American League may struggle defensively. While Adley Rutschman is elite behind the plate, Rafael Devers has been below average at third base this season, and the rotating infield of Josh Jung, Bo Bichette, and Bobby Witt Jr. might look exciting on paper, but lacks cohesion in terms of defensive metrics. The outfield defense is strong with Judge and Tucker, but again, it's not enough to tip the scales. By contrast, the National League roster is constructed with in-game flexibility and balance in mind. Mookie Betts is likely to lead off, followed by Fernando Tatis Jr., Freddie Freeman, Bryce Harper, and then the Atlanta trio of Ozuna, Riley, and Murphy. These aren't just recognizable names. They are battle-tested hitters with postseason experience, clutch metrics, and the ability to perform in spotlight moments. Crucially, the NL bench may be more valuable than the Als starting group late in the game. Elly De La Cruz brings elite speed, base-running intelligence, and chaos creation. He can turn a walk into a double, and his stolen base success rate this year is north of 90%. Add in utility pieces like Kettle Marte and Ha Seong Kim, who can play multiple infield positions with above-average defense, and the NL simply has more flexibility in late-game matchups. Defensively, the NL wins nearly every head-to-head. Freddie Freeman is an elite defender at first base. Francisco Lindor is once again near the top of the league in defensive WAR at shortstop. Tatis, who transitioned to the outfield last season, has become one of the premier defensive corner outfielders in the game. And behind the plate, both Will Smith and JT Realmuto give the NL an edge in pitch framing and game calling. Expect the National League to play more aggressively in the middle innings. Their lineup is more contact-heavy in the 6 to 9 slots, and with speed on the base paths, they'll look to pressure the Als catchers and corner infielders with hit-and-run attempts or double steals. If the game is tied entering the 6th or 7th, it's the NL's bench depth and defensive precision that could prove decisive. Another key tactical edge for the National League is their bullpen order. Manager Rob Thomson has already hinted at deploying Helsley and Williams as early as the 5th inning if needed, rather than saving them exclusively for the 9th. This aggressive usage of elite arms mid-game could create a scoring drought for the AL that they may not recover from. Strikeout props. The All-Star Game is notorious for featuring elite pitchers who dominate in short bursts. While this often leads to lower-scoring games, it also opens up opportunities for savvy bettors to capitalize on individual pitcher K props, especially in markets that allow live bets or first-inning strikeout wagers. Let's break down several strikeout opportunities based on projected usage, pitch types, and opposing batter tendencies. Spencer Strider, over 1.5 strikeouts, first-inning prop. Strider is averaging 13.9 K/9 this season and has the second highest swinging strike rate among all qualified MLB starters. He's made a habit of attacking the first inning with his best stuff, routinely topping 99 miles per hour on his fastball in the first 10 pitches. Against a likely top of the order including Henderson and Judge, both with swing and miss tendencies against elevated velocity, Strider is primed to notch 2 punch-outs before being lifted. The environment suits him. Adrenaline from the home crowd, sharp mound familiarity, and a dominant 2-pitch mix. He might not see a second inning, but one frame is enough to cash this. Tarik Skubal, under 1.5 strikeouts, first-inning prop. Skubal has been phenomenal this year but thrives more on inducing soft contact than overpowering hitters. His K rate drops nearly 20% in the first inning compared to the second and third, and he tends to work the edges rather than elevate. The top of the NL lineup includes Freeman and Tatis Jr., 2 of the league's most difficult hitters to strike out. Freeman's whiff rate is in the 94th percentile and his first pitch swing rate is low. Skubal may see long at-bats but could struggle to finish with 2 kiloseconds before his exit. This is a soft under with strong supporting data. Mason Miller, over 2.5 strikeouts if pitching in 5th-6th inning range. This is perhaps the most electric strikeout bet on the board. Miller, the Oakland Athletics flame-throwing reliever, has been posting jaw-dropping K numbers. Despite limited usage, his fastball sits at 101 to 102 mph with late arm side life, and he backs it up with a devastating slider that has a 51% whiff rate. If he pitches the 5th or 6th inning, he'll likely face some of the Als' reserve hitters, guys who may be more prone to swing early and struggle with extreme velocity. Miller could easily strike out the side if his command is dialed in. Hall Sewald, over 1.5 strikeouts. Sewald is a proven high-leverage weapon, and his pitching profile is ideal for the All-Star Game: short bursts, funky delivery, and elite pitch sequencing. He'll likely enter in a tight spot with runners on base, and his slider-first approach tends to baffle batters unfamiliar with his mechanics. If he gets the 7th or 8th inning, this over is in play, particularly against the bottom half of the AL order. Jason Adam, under 1.5 strikeouts. Adam has been effective for the Rays this year but doesn't have the same overpowering arsenal as others in the AL pen. His strikeout numbers are solid, but his role in the All-Star Game may be more about contact management. If he's used in the 6th or 7th inning and faces the heart of the NL lineup, expect quickouts or base traffic, not whiffs. Fade this over in favor of lower variance. Best bets. National League Moneyline, -110. While the American League has historically dominated this exhibition matchup, the tide appears to be turning based on how rosters are now constructed. The Als' previous success has often come from stacking lineups with elite DHs and dominant top-end starters. But in recent years, the advantage of sheer offensive star power has been neutralized by better bullpen usage and matchup management from the National League side. This year, the NL has better depth, a superior defensive unit, and crucially, more players familiar with Truist Park. Atlanta's own Spencer Strider and Marcell Ozuna are not only comfortable in this environment, they've thrived here. Add in the emotional edge of playing in front of their own fans, and the momentum leans toward the NL. Most sportsbooks opened this game at pick'em, but sharp money has already nudged the line slightly toward the NL. If you're betting purely based on roster balance, defensive trustworthiness, and high leverage arm availability, the National League is the side to back. First 5 innings, under 4.5 runs -120. This is one of the most dependable betting angles in All-Star Game history. Through the last 20 Midsummer Classics, the average total runs scored through the first 5 innings is just 3.6. Why? Because starters dominate early, and hitters don't have time to adjust to ace-level stuff. Both teams treat this game like a sprint, and most batters only get one at-bat through the first 5 innings. As a result, we rarely see big innings early. This bet has cashed in 7 of the last 10 games, and with elite starters like Strider and Skubal on the hill, the first few innings should be low scoring once again. Team total: American League under 3.5 runs +100. This prop offers great value if you believe in the narrative that the NL bullpen can shut the door. The American League lineup is slightly thinner due to injuries and relies heavily on Judge, Yordan, endeavors to produce power. If those bats are held in check, there isn't enough contact hitting depth in the rest of the lineup to plate multiple runs. The team total under has hit for the AL in 6 of the last 8 games when playing in National League parks. Total bases picks: Bryce Harper, over 1.5 total bases +125. There's something about Bryce Harper and spotlight games that just go together. In his last 3 All-Star Game appearances, Harper has gone 4 for 8 with 2 doubles. He thrives on big stages, and with Strider already expected to open strong, Harper could see a matchup against a second-tier AL arm, maybe Jason Adam or Kenley Jansen, where he gets a fastball to drive. Harper's advanced metrics support this play: a 47.3% hard hit rate and a 92.6 mph average exit velocity, both among the top 20 in MLB. He's healthy, rested, and gets at least 2 at-bats. This is a value-laden play. Marcell Ozuna, over 1.5 total bases +135. You don't often get a power hitter in his home park at plus odds in an exhibition game, but here we are. Ozuna leads the Braves in home runs and ISO slugging at home this year. His expected slugging percentage at Truist Park is .617, more than 90 points higher than his road splits. He'll get an early AB against a left-hander and possibly a second AB against a mid-tier reliever, and with the crowd behind him and comfort at the plate, 2+ total bases is well within reach. Doubles count too, and Ozuna has shown increased discipline this season, meaning he's more likely to square up hittable pitches in the zone. Fernando Tatis Jr. under 1.5 total bases -120. This is a fade based on matchup splits. Tatis Jr. is phenomenal, but he struggles slightly against left-handed pitching and high-velocity cutters, precisely what he'll see from the likes of Skubal and Clase. Add to that the pressure of the moment and his known tendency to chase in All-Star games, career All-Star AVG under .200, and this becomes a great spot to take the under on his total bases prop. Historical scoring trends and metrics. Let's take a look at some relevant historical data points. The under has hit in 13 of the last 17 All-Star games, including 5 straight. In the last 6 All-Star games played in National League parks, the American League has averaged just 2.4 runs per game. Strikeouts have increased in each of the last 8 All-Star games, with teams combining for 17+ Ks per game since 2017. Only twice in the last decade has a team scored 5 or more runs in a game, showing how dominant pitching has become in the 1-inning-per-arm format. WOBA averages for All-Star hitters drop by nearly 60 points compared to regular season numbers due to elite pitching and lack of plate familiarity. Barrel rate for hitters drops 22% on average due to short rest and facing pitchers with fresh arms and limited exposure. This matters when constructing betting strategy. Even with so much firepower on both rosters, the structure of the All-Star Game itself heavily favors unders, K-props, and total bases plays rather than overs on full game totals. Bullpen sequencing and matchup impact. In regular season games, teams often save their best arms for the 8th and 9th innings. In the All-Star Game, however, managers use elite relievers as soon as a leverage inning arrives, even the 5th or 6th. That changes the value of some middle inning props and impacts hitters' expectations. The National League bullpen likely lines up something like this. 3rd inning, Paul Sewald. 4th, Helsley. 5th, Devin Williams. 6th, Jake Irvin. 7th, 9th, mix of Diaz, Doval, and other reserves. The American League bullpen will counter with 3rd, Mason Miller. 4th, Class A. 5th, Jason Adam. 6th, Tanner Houck or Trevor Richards. 7th, 9th, Romano, Fairbanks, and late fill-ins. The National League arms have a higher combined K9 and fewer blown saves. They also have lower XFIPs across the board, meaning they allow fewer expected runs. That makes it harder for the AL to rally late, especially if their power bats are cooled down early by Strider or Helsley. Home run props. The All-Star Game is a pitcher-dominated environment, but it only takes one perfect swing to cash a longshot HR prop. We're not looking for volume opportunities here, we're looking for barrel rate spikes, matchup edges, and small sample metrics that pop. Below are 5 fully vetted HR prop targets, each backed by data and situational angles. 1. Yordan Alvarez plus 400. We already touched on Yordan's swing fit for Truist Park in Part 1, but it bears repeating. Alvarez's home run success in all-star situations comes from his ability to generate lift on pitches in the middle third. Against hard-throwing righties, Alvarez is slugging .677 this season with a 55.1% hard hit rate. That's not just elite, it's absurd. Truist's left center wall is shallow enough to reward near misses, and Alvarez punishes four-seamers thrown between 95 to 97 mph, the exact profile of relievers like Sewald, Irvin, and Helsley. This pick is both logical and matchup-based. 2. Marcell Ozuna plus 425. Hometown narratives don't always pan out in all-star games, but Ozuna isn't just a feel-good story, he's statistically dangerous. His .346 ISO at Truist leads all NL outfielders, and he's posted 10 home runs in night games alone over the past 30 days. Against sliders and curveballs, which he's likely to see from AL relievers, Ozuna is slugging .681. What gives this prop even more weight is his historical performance in tight games. He has a higher ops in games decided by 2 runs or fewer. He won't be overwhelmed by the moment. 3. Austin Riley plus 450. Riley has seen a slight dip in average but remains a reliable power source, especially against left-handed pitching. If he gets a look at someone like Josh Hader or Kenley Jansen, both of whom rely on cutter, slider variations, Riley can feast. His .604 slugging percentage against lefties ranks 3rd among NL third basemen. Moreover, Riley's barrel rate on the first pitch of an at-bat is an eye-opening 18.7%, meaning if a pitcher tries to get ahead with a fastball, Riley can make them pay. 4. Bryce Harper plus 390. Harper's price is tighter, but the value remains. He's been red-hot entering the break and his advanced metrics back the narrative. 44.8% pull rate, 13.4% barrel rate, and a launch angle sweet spot between 17 to 22 degrees, ideal for Truist Park. He's also recorded home runs in 3 of his last 5 All-Star plate appearances. Unlike others, Harper won't get cheated. His swing is tailored for postseason-style moments, and this is the closest thing to it in July. 5. Gunnar Henderson plus 500. This is your true longshot value. Henderson is having a breakout season, quietly climbing to the top of AL shortstops in slugging and ISO. He crushes right-handed pitching, .633 SLG, and his bat speed ranks in the top 5% of MLB according to Baseball Savant. He's young, confident, and his swing is designed to punish fastballs in the upper third, a profile common among the NL's bullpen arms. If you're swinging for a +500 or higher payout, Gunnar is your man. Bonus bets and run line angles. Total hits. Under 15.5 -115. The All-Star Game frequently sees a total hit count around 13 to 15 combined, especially with modern bullpen usage limiting second looks for hitters. Even elite sluggers struggle to adjust to new arms every inning. With both teams showcasing fastball, slider combos and low walk rates, this under is strong. Al first to score. No, -135. In 5 of the last 6 All-Star games, the National League has scored first. That trend is likely to continue with Spencer Strider opening for the NL and pitching on home turf. His first inning ERA is below 1.80 this year, and his command has been razor-sharp since late June. Meanwhile, Tarik Skubal tends to pitch to contact and could allow early base runners even if he limits damage. Exact score at end of 5 innings 2-1 NL +1000. This high-value prop reflects the most probable early game script: one small ball run from the Al via sac fly or error, and a timely homer or rally from the NL. With both starters and top-tier relievers in play early, don't expect fireworks, just efficient run manufacturing. If you're targeting a medium-risk, high-reward prop, this fits that tier well. Alternate run line. NL -1.5 +180. This line has sharp edge potential. The NL's bullpen is stronger, and if they're leading late, there's a very real possibility the Al runs out of power options. Many books overprice the run line because All-Star games are traditionally low scoring, but in 6 of the last 10 games, one side has won by 2+ runs. Will there be extra innings? No, -250. Not glamorous, but reliable. Since the rule change in 2022 eliminating extras via tiebreaker in exhibition games, no All-Star game has gone to extra innings. Managers also pull their top talent by the 7th, meaning rallies get tougher late. Lay the juice if you're adding this to a conservative parlay. SGP strategies. Many bettors construct same-game parlays based purely on names, but what separates sharp builds from lottery tickets is correlation, sequencing, and role-based prediction. Here are 3 tailored strategies. A. Correlated unders parlay, safe ROI build, projected payout +500. Under 8.5 runs. Both teams under 4.5 total. Al under 3.5 runs. First 5 innings under 4.5. Logic. This SGP leans into historical precedent and the 1 inning per pitcher model that's dominated recent All-Star games. If one leg hits, they likely all do. You're betting the format, not the teams. B. Mid-game scorers SGP, exploit the middle innings, projected payout +850. Total runs in innings 4 to 6, over 2.5. Bryce Harper to record a hit. Marcell Ozuna over 1.5 terabytes. Mason Miller over 2 kiloseconds. Logic. Once starters are pulled, hitters get more comfortable. This build banks on the offense clicking between innings 4 to 6 when bullpen matchups may not be as favorable for pitchers. Harper and Ozuna getting plate appearances in that window boost this build. C. Upside explosion build, aggressive, projected payout +1800. Harper to hit a HR. Riley to record an RBI. Ellie de la Cruz to steal a base. NL -1.5. Logic. This is your everything breaks right scenario. Harper homers. Riley plates a runner. De la Cruz causes chaos with his legs. The NL finishes the job with a 2+ run win. This isn't the safest SGP, but the ceiling is real. Some advanced data to support your props and parlays. Chase rate Al hitters versus NL pitchers Judge, Rooker, and Witt Jr. have above-average chase rates. Bad news against Williams's changeup and Sewald's slider. CSW%, called plus swinging strike percent, Strider 36.8%, and Mason Miller 35.1%, rank among the top 5 pitchers in CSW%. These are monster K arms in limited innings. Pitcher versus hitter splits. Skubal versus Freeman. Freeman .342 AVG in 38 career abs versus similar pitch profiles. Helsley versus Rutzman. Rutzman has only 1 hit in 7 abs against high-velo RH relievers with elevated fastballs. Sewald versus Judge. Judge 0 FOR 3 lifetime with 2 kiloseconds. Expected slugging XSLG versus pitch type. Harper versus Cutters. .661 XSLG. Riley versus curveballs. .684 XSLG. Alvarez versus high-spin fastballs. .697 XSLG. Final score prediction. Final score. National League 4 American League 2. The script fits historical trends and modern roster construction. The NL scores first, builds a 2-1 lead by the 5th, adds insurance in the 7th via a solo homer, and rides its bullpen to the finish. The AL pushes 1 run across late but falls short. Expected hours. Ozuna, Alvarez. Key X factors. Strider's first inning, Ellie's speed, and NL's bullpen command. Pitching MVP candidate. Mason Miller strikes out the side in the 6th. If you're betting on the All-Star Game, remember, this isn't about team loyalties, it's about roster design, matchup logic, and game flow. Don't get distracted by superstar names or narrative hype. Rely on bullpens, defensive depth, and expected plate appearances. To recap our best leans. National League ML under 8.5 total runs Strider over 1.5 kiloseconds Bryce Harper over 1.5 total bases Ozuna or Riley to homer first 5 innings under 4.5 runs best SGP. Unders plus Harper hit plus Riley RBI. Subscribe to Beyond the Box Score for sharp previews and next day breakdowns. From MLB picks to NBA matchups and NFL totals, we dissect games from every angle so you can bet smarter, not louder.